Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Megan and Dave Untitled podcast for episode Lucky 13. I'm your host, Megan, and that's Dave.
Hey.
Oofa! We got a big thing to talk about. Crazy week. Crazy weekend of wrestling.
That went by pretty quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, it did,
at least for me anyway, it felt like it went. It was like the. In a weird way, it kind of feels like it feels like Christmas to me, where it's like there's so much build up to it, and it's like everyone's so excited for it to happen, and then we get to it, and it's like, yay, here we are, and then it's gone like that. Like, oh wow, that was quick. Okay, look forward next year. You know.
Now we got time span to go.
We got another what? Actually, what was it? 368 days left. 361.
Mm-hmm.
April 7th, I think you said it was.
Yep.
Like 361.
Next year is April 5th.
Oh, was it 5th?
Next year is April 5th.
Okay,
yeah.
so that'd be 359, whatever. But I'll just say this before we get since we're talking about next year's, because in Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers thing. Actually, now that I think about it, because it's in Tampa, they're doing the Buccaneers thing, and one of their shows is going to be on Fox, which will be owned by Disney. How are they going to try to shoehorn Pirates of the Caribbean into it?
I do not know.
You know they're going to try.
Mm-hmm.
So look forward to Survivor Series to the return of Pirate Paul Burchill.
Oh Jesus! Or the night after Survivor Series, one of the two.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That'll be a surprise Royal Rumble entrant.
Oh jeez.
Number 30 and just like swinging in. Oh well.
No jeez.
I'm getting too far ahead of myself.
I know.
Anyway, the crazy week.
Ooh, oh doggy.
I'm not gonna get into all the indie stuff because that's way too much. But it's mad actually if you think about it. That I don't know when the indie show started doing this by having to bringing up all their shows in the same place as WrestleMania. It's probably like the last 5 years or so. But
yeah, I think they started in 2013. I think they could have been going longer, but
it's around
2013 because
it's around about 29.
WrestleCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you know, we see just how big it's gotten, like how many different shows were there. I mean, like off the top of my head, what was it? You had the indie shows. You had the Joey Janela one, the Joey Ryan one. You had even promotions like, you know, even DDT in Japan did one, which is mad to think about it. And also the promotion, you had WrestleCon and all that, and that's just tip of the iceberg. And it's like, maybe even 5 years ago, you probably just have a convention, that's it. But now it's like, it's so big.
Thing is, wrestling has come a long way. Thing is, last week, you know, or was it last week? It was 2 weeks ago when Shimmer took place. I think Shimmer had the taping. For the longest time, I wanted to go to Chicago, or outside Chicago, which is where I went to Illinois, just to see Shimmer. And, you know, with the money, the playing, you know, you have to save and everything, you have to get tickets, if you want to get merchandise and so forth. And if you wanted to see the event, you had to buy the DVDs. I do have some Shimmer DVDs, that are somewhere around here in my house. I had those, and, you know, obviously, when you buy them, you can't really catch up. So, over the course of time, they had a Stream Shimmer service. Stream Shimmer, I don't know how much it is. I think $10, $9.99. One of the two, I got a total check. But they have that where you can watch. Where 2 weeks ago, as I said, the iPay-per-views, they had, I think, Shimmer 109, 110. No, wait, let me back up. 108, 109. Wait. Excuse me.
Around about there. Around about there.
Around about there. Okay, 113 was in New York. Okay, so right around there. So you think of it, and you take a look at it, and it's like, wow, they're actually doing iPay-per-view. I mean, I saw Shimmer 53 with iPay-per-view, Shimmer in the 60s, and then obviously Dave and I, we predicted the chick fight thing on our show. We were like up early, and then I missed the one in Dallas, and I missed the one in Florida, but I did catch the one last year in New Orleans. So, and I did obviously miss the one because I was at work, and it was like 11 in the morning. But as they've said, independent wrestling has come a very, very long way.
It's very easy to think of, like, okay, maybe WWE likes to show themselves as the the only place you can go to, like the place that everybody goes to, but like everybody's got to start somewhere, and like all these indie shows are, it's good for the fans because it gives them, the fans that go there to WrestleMania, because, well, everybody knows that everybody's gonna go there and to go to WrestleMania. So when you're there, you're making a week-long thing. You can get a lot of different shows as well, and you have a lot of choice. And it's great for the promotions because it gives you a chance to get more exposure. It gives you a new audience, and it gives, like, new and old a chance to see what it is, to see what the promotions are like. So, like, even if it's like a, maybe like a local indie fed in like California that only is known to the local audience, you could have them co-promote with another promotion, make this big card, and have, like, basically the most rabid fans possible watch that, get interested in it, and that could grow your audience and make it go bigger. So it helps everybody out. It helps everybody. Like, even, well, I think it's even, Impact have been doing it lately. They've been, like, I think they did one in during the weekend as well, where they did a co-promotion show. So, like, even Impact's doing it, which is really good. Like, Impact, I think it's a good thing that Impact knows that, they're not too big to do it alone. Like, they're not big enough to go it alone. They're no, don't disrespect Impact Wrestling, but in terms of their placement, they're basically a glorified indie promotion with an okay TV deal that seems to get worse and worse every year. You notice they went from Spike, then they got, what was it, Pop TV, huh?
They got canceled.
Yeah, there was Spike, then they had Destination America, then they had Pop TV, then they've now gone to Pursuit Channel and going on Twitch, which, by the way, I think actually is a great idea. Go on Twitch, good idea.
Twitch is more easier because I did watch Rise, and I think it was Rise of the Knockouts with Stu Young versus Saraya. I was watching that, and let me tell you this right now. That was pretty good. Tessa versus Mercedes was pretty good too.
Even like someone that tries doing Twitch and all that, I can understand. Like, Twitch may be a bit of a gamble because like you're basically putting your stuff out for free, but if you have the way that Twitch works, if you actually have a big enough audience and you can get partners, it could be like YouTube. You can still get money from ad revenue. You can still get money. You can still get people to subscribe to it to give you that monthly subscription. Not like the network. I think it's $4.99 for Twitch when the network's like $9. But you can also there is ways to make revenue from Twitch. So I'm it should be something that more promotions should try doing. Like, I think it's with Impact, it's like they've tried to do their own network, like their own WWE network kind of thing, and I don't see a lot of people getting that, because they don't have as big of an audience. They don't have as big of an archive as WWE does. They've got 15 years of impacts and pay-per-views, and that's about it. WWE have got like at least 30 years of their own, and WCW, ECW, and all this other stuff. So them going Twitch on the side as well, it's a good idea, and it gives you exposure, it gives you a chance to show some older stuff. I like how they do that. It makes me wish I had content to do that thing myself, but oh well. I digress. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, as we always do. But yeah, the week is good, and as long as WWE don't get too, well, probably too late now, but they don't get too antsy and it's like, oh, we're gonna ban. They may even tried that. I think they even tried this a couple of years ago. Tried to ban all wrestling stuff that's not WWE in the immediate region of WrestleMania. I think they tried doing that before, but it obviously didn't work. So I think this is good. I like to do this. I'd be interested to see if some promotions try. They probably won't, but I'd be interested to see if they try doing the same thing for SummerSlam. Not necessarily as big as WrestleMania, because like WWE has actually been trying to make SummerSlam a mini WrestleMania in terms of like access and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a couple of promotions try to do the same thing for SummerSlam.
Okay.
Especially I believe it's in Toronto as well. So maybe some Canadian promotions. I don't know. Impact. There you go. They're owned by Canadians now, aren't they?
Impact is indeed based in Toronto. You're right.
As long as we don't get to like a VKM thing when when WWE went to Orlando for 24 or whatever. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, my thought is getting at me now. We've only just started. So okay, let's go through the week because there's a lot.
A lot.
We start with TakeOver, which I missed half of it because I was working. Actually, it was a Friday, but oh well. Quick rundown of the results. War Raiders retained the tag titles against Black and Ricochet, which actually I will say, as the Black and Ricochet happened, very, very busy. Because if you think about it, they have gone for 3 different tag titles in the space for a week.
Damn.
And 2, competed, well, I know house shows and all that, competed 4 times in 5 nights on TV.
That's wild.
They're really earning the mileage very, very quickly. Hopefully the shake-up stops that because, don't get them burned out, please. Like, slow them down a bit.
Yeah, don't want them to, don't.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything, go ahead.
No, what I said was, go ahead. That's what I said.
Alright, Velveteen Dream retained against Matt Riddle.
Okay, confession. I actually got up during this match. I didn't realize that Matt Riddle lost. I don't know what I was thinking with picking Matt Riddle, to be honest.
To be fair, it's like he was going an undefeated run, so
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, and I was thinking, okay, Velveteen's probably gonna get called up. Nope.
Too soon for him, I think.
I mean, he's popular right now. I think minus.
He's popular. Let me guess. He's popular in NXT, which in a way is pretty much a death sentence if you got called for WWE, because WWE could call up the popular ones from NXT, assume that what made them successful in NXT will make them successful in WWE, and it doesn't, and then they just completely stop using them. So, because like I said, NXT is not for the casuals.
So, NXT is for the hardcore, as Finn would say. It's like ECW.
Pretty much. Walter defeated Pete Dunne, so the 600+ day reign of Pete Dunne's UK champion is now over.
Let's be real. That was a hell of a run.
Oh yeah, well, a hell of a run but not to rain on Pete Dunne's parade. You gotta look at it in context, because he had the title for 650 days, but what has he really done with it? Like okay, the run of the UK Championship was they held it. I think it was they held a tournament with Tyler Bay winning it, and I think it was they made that because they were planning on doing a UK expansion very soon after that. It got delayed for about a year and a half or something like that. Then it was at one of the takeovers. I forget which one.
Chicago.
Chicago. In probably the match of the year, actually, I think it was. Pete Dunne won the title.
Yes.
Then you've got that, and it was like because WWE didn't have the NXT UK promotion yet, he had to compete on proper NXT.
Wait, time out. He actually competed on independent promotions. He actually did perfect.
Well, yeah, actually, no, he defended the title on ICW, and I think he defended it in Progress as well.
Progress, correct.
Which, let's be fair, are basically WWE affiliated indie promotions.
Right.
So fair enough. But in the span of WWE, like he only competed in NXT, and I think he only did like 2 or 3 defenses. I think one of them was at one of the dark matches of another takeover, and a couple of other Full Sail tapings. But the thing that kind of got me for that one was, and kind of made me not that interested in it, was he was going up against US wrestlers, or other side, North American wrestlers. So it kind of didn't make me believe that they would put that title on someone like a Casizona or I believe a Johnny Gargano. I think he went against. It didn't make me believe it. And it also didn't make sense to do that. So that's why I didn't. And good thing they didn't do that. It wasn't until the UK promotion got made till they finally actually had something to do with the title, and which was good, because you need that. Like it's kind of like me doing my universe modes in 2K19. There's no promotion to defend it in, other than like NXT. But I think now that I think about it, he actually did defend it in the takeover. So there you go. Never mind. But he had the promotion, so now he's got the place to do it. But the part of me thought, okay, he's had it for so long. How long can he really hold the title on? How long can he hold the title for? So I think they had the Blackpool takeover, which is good. They had defended it, and then they got this, and it's like, okay, now he actually has a legitimate challenger. And like, if you don't know Walter before he came into NXT UK, like if you see him in other promotions, you see like he's basically a badass, and he's not UK, but he was known in the UK scene, so I guess that kind of technically qualifies him. I guess like one of the reasons why I'm not so upset about it, because he was known. I think he was known in the US as well, but he was basically set in promotions like Progress. Like he was known mostly in Progress. So that's I can understand why they put him next to UK, because UK fans would know him. And I'm glad. I'm happy with them giving the belt to Walter, because it gives NXT UK the big bad heel for because you need you need the heel to chase against, and Pete Dunne was good with the reign and all that, and he was like he was the big scrapper and the bruiserweight and all that, but now it changes the focus to who can stop that man, and if you heard the chops he gives, I wouldn't want to go up against him unless I wanted to have my own, if I wanted to have a defibrillator shaped in the backhand of him, so restart my heart. So yeah, my request now is, are they going to try doing a rematch, or are they going to try to find somebody else?
I think
sorry.
they're gonna try something else.
To be fair, I can understand them doing that, especially when it's like you had it rain like 650 days.
Yeah, and at this rate, I think. Well, I don't want to think about it yet, but
I have a weird feeling what they'll try doing is they'll put them against Tyler Bate, just to show the size difference between the two of them, and also just to show just how monstrous Walter can be. Because I could see them using Tyler Bate as like a ragdoll for him.
A monster heel.
Yeah, a monster heel, exactly.
Okay, I do see that.
Possibility. We'll see what they do. Okay. Anyway, Shayna Baszler retains the title in. Let's be fair. A result that nobody, at least in the crowd anyway, nobody wanted.
I call bullshit because she doesn't need it at this point anymore.
Yeah,
because,
she's had the reign. She's had it for long enough.
You know.
And also, what else can they do? What else can she do?
Honestly, I don't know, because you know, personally, I'm not a Shayna Baszler fan. I'm sick of her. It's getting to the point where I'm getting sick and tired of her.
It's go home, Heat. I'll say it's go away, Heat.
It's being shoved down our throats now.
It's not heel Heat. It's go away Heat now.
Yeah, technically it is, and it's starting to piss me off.
I think it also doesn't help that like in that match you had 3 people that like people are actually interested in seeing. Even like I can understand the appeal of Kairi Sane, I can understand the appeal of Io Shirai, and like even Bianca Belair, I think it's like she's someone that's making people, or at least some people, turn a corner for her. You know, like some people like if you think about it. What was it? If you saw the NXTs before TakeOver Phoenix, they didn't see Bianca Belair as a legitimate challenger. You know, like they didn't think, oh, you know, she doesn't like. She thought they didn't deserve to be in that, and fair enough. She probably made people believe with the performance she had there. So, like, okay, There you go. And I think. You know, this could be another case of that. Like people, I don't think many people would have been upset if Bianca Belair won it.
I picked Bianca Belair because I thought this was the night she was going to win, but
I picked Io for that because it kind of goes back to the same thing that they did with Kyrie last year. So like it was like the big new hot export coming in, and like you'd be able to throw in there, and to get a lot of people's attention. Io Shirai, I remember like a couple years ago, like she could have come in like a year before she actually did, if it wasn't for the concussions issue she had. And I think it's like it's kind of like. I can see this mirrored to Hideo Itami when Shinsei Nakamura came in.
Okay.
Like Io could have had Kairi's spot if Io came in before. It's kind of the same thing except the roles are reversed. Kenta could have had the spot, but he got injured, and Nakamura took the spot. Io could have had the spot, but she couldn't get. Actually, she was injured as well, so Kairi came in and took the spot. So it's kind of the same execution, but in different ways, or the same result, but a different execution. And I thought this would be Io's chance to shine, because everybody was like, "Oh, she's like the next big thing," and they should give her a title. Looking into that, I actually thought, not counting Shayna, Kairi was the least likely to win because he already had the win. So he'd give it to somebody new. And I thought they could, like, especially with the 3 others in that match, they couldn't have Shayna retain it. But lo and behold, they had to retain it. So my question now is, and actually the NXT tapings are going on right now, I think. My question is, what's next? Like who are they gonna have for the, well, not necessarily for the next takeover, who are they gonna have for the next challenger? That's a question I'm wondering about. Then 2 out of 3 falls match, Johnny Gargano wins the title. And
I'm kicking myself in the foot.
In a weird way, it's a weird way, because I thought, like, Undisputed, I think it was, maybe it's just the power of Johnny Gargano, but I was watching that match, and I was thinking, Undisputed Era, I thought everybody loves the Undisputed Era. It's like, they always cheer going up against a babyface team. And I think this is actually the first time that Undisputed Era show up, not counting Adam Cole, of course, and it might just be because of what they were doing. The Undisputed Era shows up, and they actually booed him. Like, actually booed him for being the heels, because I think it was an incredible match, a one-on-one match, and you've got the heels who are doing what they're supposed to do, chief for their man. That's what they're supposed to do, folks. Hooray! They finally figured it out. Heels are meant to get hated, and not just be cool with the fingers in the air, baby. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, and all that crap. And all the air guitars. But yeah, there was a weird case of the heels doing that, the heel faction doing the interference thing, and it didn't actually end up the finish, which is weird.
And it backfired.
It backfired, yeah. It backfired, yeah. Wow, Gargano wins, which, like I said, it had to be done, because if you didn't have Gargano win here, like, this was basically the last chance to give him the title, because if they were to have given Cole the title, I think you were talking about last week, like they could have Cole win the title to prolong the crowning of Gargano. They've done it long enough. It's been a long, this whole DIY thing is a year and a half.
A long time coming.
And push any further, it would have lost some of the luster. So I think this was the time. It was just unfortunate that they had, Ciampa had to get injured for it. Not injured for it, but injured for the lead-up. But like even Triple H said, he was upset that you couldn't have the payoff. But you kind of did get the payoff because Gargano had the title. And and though it did, NXT, they did it once with the Breakout DIY, and they do it every takeover now with the copyright in the bottom, but it's actually not the end. It's been overdone now, folks. But yeah, Ciampa shows up, and unexpected way, but you can't really have Gargano Ciampa attack Gargano because he's got a bad neck. He actually hugged it out.
Give him a hug.
Yeah.
I don't know how long.
Hang on. Say that again. You're breaking up there.
I don't know how long this is gonna take.
Oh, how long? Yeah, it's, well, how long is the injury gonna last? The injury gonna heal up, because it's like, it's gonna take a year. Though I did notice, Ciampa had a tweet right after it, and personally, I think it's actually kind of cryptic. And I think it's more like, it could plant the seeds for what could be a continuation of the feud when Ciampa returns. And if I could just get it here. Hang on. Here we go. There you go. It's a tweet with a picture of Gargano and Ciampa there. And it just says here, well, the two of them together, it's like, the greatest wrestler alive, the greatest sports entertainer of all time, we are DIY, we are NXT, and one of us is the real NXT champion. Now, okay, fair enough, you're talking about Gargano with the wrestler, Ciampa with the sports entertainer, and then DIY NXT. It's that last line that makes me think that's planting the seeds for something. Because, like, one of us is a real NXT champion. You could take it off, oh, Gargano's got the title, but you can also say Ciampa never lost the title. So there's the planting of the seeds for when Ciampa comes back. If they decide to do that, we'll see. If it happens before either of them gets called up, we'll also see. Because, neck injuries. Nothing to mess about with.
Nothing to mess around.
Uh-oh. Hang on. Now we have a bit of an issue here.
Uh-oh.
I think it's alright. I think it's just a connection. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're good. It was just a connection, a little bit crapping out on me. But I think we're good now.
Okay.
Alright. So, yeah. That's the cryptid thing that I saw. So.
Now on to Saturday. Oh my god, what a mess.
Wait. Just to recap of the results, because we got it, we might as well. Went good for me, not so good for you.
And I'm only good with NXT.
Yeah. For me, I went 4-1, you went 2-3. The only one that I got wrong was Baszler. For you, I believe it was Baszler, Riddle, and Cole.
Yeah.
So is that the we agreed on two and we both got it right?
Technically, yep.
War Raiders and
Walter.
And Walter, yeah. All right.
Or as some would say, water.
Anyway. Okay, so yeah, the Hall of Fame. Okay, first off, because we're in the order. Not necessarily talk about everybody. Because you're a women's wrestling fan, you run a wrestling site. Your opinion on Tori Wilson during your speech and all that.
Her speech was very, very moving. It was powerful. It was very moving, and plus her father died too, so it was a little emotional too.
The day of as well, I believe you said.
No, he died 2 days.
2 days, okay. Well, bad timing either way. He only announced it the day of, I believe.
Which is very upsetting. Now the surprising one was Stacy coming back.
To be fair, it's like if you think back, she was like if you think about it, she was probably the most obvious choice, really. Because Stacy and Tori have basically been together, for like 20 years since WCW. And they've always had that connection. So, if you think about it, like, Stacy probably is the obvious choice.
Honestly, I'm gonna predict it right now. I think Stacy's gonna be next year's Hall of Famer. Well,
maybe not maybe not next year.
Let me take that back before I get shot.
Yeah.
I think Chyna will be next year's Hall of Famer, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Stacy, it was surprising to see her, but it made a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was an elegant, respectful,
induction.
Speech. Yes.
Yeah, good. Then the big talking point for the wrong reasons.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
So Hart Foundation was getting inducted. Natalia was there. It was Bret Hart, Natalia. I should bring it back a bit. So a little bit of context. They changed the setup of how the inductions were being done this year. Instead of having it on the stage, like in front of the stage and all that, they did it in the ring this time, which was a weird change. So I guess they were too lazy to tear the ring down. There's a lot of seats there. They just so he did that. But anyway, Bret Hart and Natalia in the ring for the Hart Foundation induction, and during it, for some reason, a guy just runs in the ring and tackles Bret Hart. If you saw, like, if you're watching it they were live, you did see, like, as soon as the guy gets in the ring and hits Bret, and then they black out and then they look at the crowd for like a minute and a half or something like that. If you actually see the fan cam version of it, you see a lot of security and even the wrestlers coming into the ring, getting the guy out, and I don't know how many people got to him, but there was that one image I saw someone post of, I think it was Dash Wilder.
It was Dash.
Dash Wilder gave him a good one.
You know, here's the thing. Honest to God, I'm going to be 100% right now. I am not a Bret Hart fan. I'm not really a Bret Hart fan. Some of his comments, they do skeeve me a little bit here and there, but the dude's a stroke survivor and a cancer survivor. What the fuck was this guy thinking?
I honestly don't know. It's like, why would you go to an event like this and do something like that? And also, I also saw someone do a tweet. It's like, he must have been that much of an idiot because you decided to go to an event which is tackle an old man surrounded by wrestlers who could easily beat you up, and one of them did.
Someone said this was a work. This was not a work because the dude was charged.
How the hell would it be? Why would you do a work in a damn Hall of Fame speech?
I don't know.
Like, so some people have some very, very bad conspiracy theories.
It was. I don't know what I don't know what happened. The guy went after him. I saw the TV go black. You know, Jake Maverick, I gotta give Lemon a credit. He kept the crowd calm. Told him, let's get back on. Don't pay attention to this asshole.
Fair play to him.
That, you know, he was calm.
And also, fair play to Bret Hart. He was like able to get up and continue the speech, and even make jokes. Even make a joke of it as well. Like, it was like, I think it was like some long lines that we'll talk about, like how did I forget the exact quote, but it was just like, I'd like to talk about how, you know, me and Jim were teaming up, and then I got to talk about that guy. Something along those lines. I forget what he said. I'll look it up, actually.
But, you know, I like I said, if you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy, but do not attack him, especially at an event that's supposed to be classy and respectful.
Yeah, that's
fucked up beyond recognition.
Yeah, that is bad. Yeah, and then they had DX go in, get inducted, and China was included in that.
Very emotional, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And they honored her.
Yeah, and in a weird way, they well, not necessarily in a weird way, they did give her plenty of props. So.
I don't know. I think this is a sign to come for next year. I hope.
Honestly, I don't think so. Because I kind of think, like, this was probably WWE's way of getting her in. So I don't see. I don't see them putting her in individually. I could be wrong.
You have to let bygones be bygones. I mean, who cares I mean, the pale pettiness with Stephanie, it's old, tiring. Who cares if she had sex on camera for the fans to see in her movies? Who gives a shit? The girl deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And also to be fair, it's like in a kind of a what's called in kind of a low key thing. I don't think that many people really talk about and all that. Triple H is in, like they basically inducted himself, and but I don't see them not putting him in individually, because like I say, actually this Hall of Fame was the story of the two-time Hall of Famers, because you had 3 of them in this show. Bret Hart with the Hart Foundation, Booker T with Harlem Heat, and Shawn Michaels with DX.
Right.
So they could do it in the future with Triple H on his own, just the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Because it was Ric Flair Ric Flair, I think, is the only other two-time Hall of Fame. He went in individually and then in as a Horseman. So Triple H could be the first one doing it the other way around.
Right. Well, not yet.
But I don't see it happening like for a couple more years. Like I don't see him being the headline next year. But you know, it's like it's one of those like one of those things that pretty much has to happen. So like I said, I wouldn't put him past him, but we'll see what happens. I'm still trying to find this damn Bret Hart quote, because there's so many news stories from Mania weekend. Hang on, let me just try to search. But anyway, so yeah, and also the one thing to kind of point out, it wasn't as long as we thought it would be.
Yeah, I think they make fun of Jim, what the hell's his name? Hillbilly Jim's speech being long.
Yeah, so I won't take up too much time, and then goes an hour. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So yep, that was the Hall of Fame. I think I about 3.5. I think it was 3.5 hours. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was over before 11.
It was good. Yeah, you know, pace ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find it. I forgot it. Anyway, so the main event of the week, WrestleMania itself.
Oh shit.
I know. Like we're at the very end of the show, but yeah, I would say the two of us were very nervous about this show. For me, it was like you were nervous because, of course, you were. For me, it was more. I was nervous because what could happen, but the further the show went, the more nervous I got because of the results leading up to it.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you? What?
That was me most of the time.
Yeah, no, that was you, but yeah, but it was like, for me, it was more, like, you were nervous because, like, oh, it'll go later and later and later, because you were just getting impatient. Me, it was like, can they really do all this at the same time? Like, all of these?
And anyone that knows me, I am very, very impatient.
Yeah, and they kept you waiting, like, 7 hours. I think you asked me where's Finn like 50 times, and that's like a conservative guess. It could have been 100. I don't know. Anyway, so going to kind of run through here. The kickoff show we had the 4 shows. Tony Nese won the Cruiserweight title. Actually, I should say this. This was the pre-show. This was the pre-show that effectively demolished the hometown person loses at home rule.
I think we took Tony Nese's win a little bit too lightly here.
Oh yeah, I definitely did. Tony Nese won against Buddy Murphy. Because it was just okay. Context. I don't necessarily watch 205 Live that much, but I just thought, with the context of how quick the face turn happened and all that, I thought they're just turning him face just to give Buddy Murphy a chance for Mania. I didn't think he was actually going to win it. But it ended up he won it.
Okay.
Carmella wins the Women's Battle Royal. Which, well, alright.
That was random. Well,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did like Carmella, but I was expecting someone else.
They repeated the finisher last year with different people. Because he had, I think it was Sarah Logan, I think it was, who thought that she won it, and then here comes Carmella, and she actually wins it. They did that last year.
I mean, here's another thing. Here is another thing. To be honest, I think that I'm pissed off because Lacey wasn't even in. I thought she was going to be in. She didn't show up. You picked Asuka just to
I thought it was a consolation for losing the title. Like, give us something.
I mean, like, I have no problem with Carmella. I like Carmella. But honestly, the surprise would have been Sarah Logan.
I was thinking, like, if it was a surprise, I was actually leaning more towards Sonya as like a surprise winner.
That her or Sonya, one of the two. It would have been a surprise.
Yeah, like I always thought if you're gonna do it like a surprise win for someone who hasn't, won, I would have thought it would have probably Sonya would have been the one. Her or Mandy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Though actually notable return, Ember Moon came back.
Yep.
Good, which is good to see. Didn't show up on the Raw SmackDown afterwards, so okay, we'll see what she does in the shake-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so there you go. Continuing the trend, and also the third streak broken in 5 years. In another match that I thought, they're just putting them together just so you can have a match at WrestleMania. But it ended up actually being a title change. Hawkins and Ryder beat the Revival. Wow, what is with Zack Ryder being put in matches he wasn't supposed to be put in and winning? Like,
that was
this was because it was 32. He won the Intercontinental title ladder match, and he wasn't even supposed to be in it. He was only in it because of injury, because other people got injured, and he ends up winning it.
Neville.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm happy for it, but it's more I'm happy for Hawkins and Ryder, but also sad for the Revival, because what the hell?
I know.
And then in a match that, if you actually look at it, I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't put on the main show because celebrities, quote unquote. Braun Strowman wins the Andre Battle Royal. And this is and actually for the pre-show, this is the only right prediction out of both of us up until this point. This is how bad we are, folks. 1-3 and 0-4 on the pre-show.
What?
Yeah. That was right. You got all 4 wrong in the pre-show. I got 1 right.
No, I got 1 right.
Who? No, who?
The tag title match.
Oh wait, no, never mind. 1-3, both each on the pre-show. That's how bad we were. There was the last match that was the first one. My bad. I think it was because I did the graphic and I put you down as Revival, and I still thought you did. Never mind.
No,
1 and 3 in the pre-show. My bad.
No, this is what happened when that match was announced. Right? Dave thought I was nuts.
So nuts that I didn't put you down as Revival. I put you down as Revival.
And I said, "Wait a second, Dave. That's wrong." I said Hawkins and Ryder, and look what happened.
Yeah. Good thing you corrected me.
And here is where the long night began.
Well, hang on. Hawkins and Ryder, so there. Also, Braun Strowman with the SNL guys. They're hiding under the ring the whole time, so there you go. You had to do that. And then, yeah, okay. There's not really much to say. Braun wins. Yay. Struggling to lift the trophy up, so that must be a heavy thing.
Damn.
I think it was like I've only seen him and Cesaro try to lift it up. Strong guys. Anyway, the main show. It started with Alexa Bliss, and this is okay. Questionable stuff. Alexa Bliss comes out because also WrestleMania, nothing problem then. And then she says, like, I should make a WrestleMania moment just by snapping my fingers. She does, and Hulk Hogan comes out. Yeah, okay. I guess, because WrestleMania. The one thing that stands out for me in this one was, not necessarily because of Hulk Hogan, but what he said. He made light of him saying the wrong arena at WrestleMania 30. And then goes up and ends up getting the arena wrong again. Because he goes like, oh, we're back to be back at the Silverdome, because he kept calling it the Silverdome at WrestleMania 30. And then ends up calling it the MetLife Center. It's a stadium. It's not a center. There's a roof. There's no roof there. It's not a center. Like, I don't know, karma? I guess I don't know. Anyway, as that's going down, Paul Heyman just randomly walks out. Like no one's expecting it. Not even Hogan, because from what I saw in reports, he didn't know that was gonna happen. He was just expecting, oh, we're going to go out there, and that was it. And then Paul Heyman comes out. So if he sees a little bit befuddled, it's because he actually is befuddled, because he wasn't told that was going to happen. But anyway, Heyman comes out and says, if my client is not ending the show, then we're not hanging around. We're going to do this right now. So as the opener to WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins.
This match.
I don't think anybody expected that to be like the start of the show.
And people get pissed off about why I talk shit. This is one of the reasons why I talk shit.
Why?
Fuck this match. Fuck Seth Rollins. I'm sick and tired of his ass. He didn't do nothing. This is a slap in my face. A face as a Finn fan who took Brock to the limit. Despite being a small guy, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins wins at 232.
Okay then.
Low blow and a curb stomp. Wow, impressive. Good job, motherfucker.
No, not just a curb stomp. Not just a curb stomp. 3 of them.
3 curb stomps. Wow. And a low blow right to the balls. Wow. Good job, MFer. I don't give a shit. You fucking suck as Universal Champion already. Fuck Seth Rollins. Hate that motherfucker. Next.
Anyway.
That was the night that started with my hell. Yeah.
At least for you, we got out of the way early. AJ Styles and Randy Orton in a match that is more remembered for the fans being blinded.
Blinded by the... I don't even know what was going on here.
Well, what happened was it was like the lighting rig and all that, like the lighting up the crowd. Apparently, the lights were actually blinding some of the fans in like the corners.
Oh yeah, my friends were having it was bright.
Yeah, so yeah, they were chanting to turn the lights down, and actually the weird thing was they did, but then they turned them. Then everyone cheered. Then they turned them on again. Everybody booed. I thought in the back of my head, this would actually have been a very clever way to dictate how the crowd reacted to certain things. That you could control the crowd by just blinding them and not blinding them.
Blinded.
It's like if you want them to boo, just turn the lights on. If you want them to cheer, turn them off. There you go. You could have just done that. You could have done that for Roman Reigns. You didn't. Oh, well.
I didn't know what the hell was going on here.
At least this was the only match that had that problem.
AJ won.
This whole match was basically dictated by one spot. Just repeating like 4 different times. It was you're gonna go for the phenomenal forearm. Okay, it could get turned into an RKO. Or I'm gonna fake it. You actually landed on your backside. Oh, I'm gonna do it this time. No, maybe not. That's all. This whole match was.
AJ got hurt. I read he got a hip injury.
Ow. Anyway, AJ got the win. So there you go. Okay. SmackDown Tag Titles. Usos retained against Black and Ricochet, who had that third title match in a week.
Mhm.
Nakamura and Rusev and The Bar. Fair enough. I got it wrong, but there you go.
I did too. Womp womp.
Oh. Shane McMahon and The Miz.
Holy hell!
First off, I love the shtick Shane McMahon does with Greg Hamilton. Loving it. But he's basically bossing the ring announcer around. And also, I saw someone. I think I'm not sure if it was the WWE Twitter account that did it or TDE that did it. But basically saying Greg Hamilton's he's got a good set of pipes, because he did the long introduction 3 times, and the third one I think he went for like a good 10 seconds with the whoa. I think he went a legit 10 seconds. So there you go. You're now one step. Actually, you were before, but you're now one step further ahead of Chimmel for me now. I'll take best in the world, overrated us, superstar.
But this match was wild.
Oh, it was there was. Shane McMahon was about to do the elbow into the announce table with The Miz, and then Mr. Potato Head shows up. This is that. And basically, he made himself a meme. by putting the Dukes up. Basically, he turned himself into a meme with that. It's a long story short. Miz and Shane brawl all the way up to the international table, the international commentators tables. Shane flew onto a golf cart. I don't think he was. I'm not sure if he was supposed to fall off it, but he bounced off a golf cart and hit the floor.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah. He died. And then they go into the tech area where the hard cam is, kind of reminiscent of WrestleMania 17 with Triple H and Undertaker. And holy hell! I knew there was going to be a high spot, but I thought it was only Shane doing it. No, Shane and The Miz suplex off the scaffolding into crash pads.
No, what happened was someone said that someone put a meme up on Twitter that this was the fugitive.
A fugitive?
Yeah, the fugitive.
I think you need to show me that. I actually haven't seen that.
It's too funny. The future.
Yeah.
And yo, that ending was nuts. I did not expect Shane McMahon to win.
But it was a lucky win, and I think it actually builds up Shane McMahon's heel even more because he did jumping to SmackDown. He's going with it, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I think this is his better this is his better heel run.
Yeah, to be fair, I'll take Shane as a heel over Shane as a face. Even though I like Shane, I think he's better as basically being Vince's son.
Yeah, but he can hang it there.
Oh yeah. Or some bitter fans could say he's being carried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, the result that I'm kicking myself for not going with. Oh, and I was agonizing over this last week. Iconics win the tag titles. I was agonizing over this for so long last week, and I said no, I'm not going to go with Sasha and Bayley, and they go up and fucking winning it. Ugh. Though it was a cheap way of winning it, but they won it because they were doing the hidden tag thing and the schoolboy. He wins a win.
I'm gonna talk about the.
I'm not schoolboy. Just got the pin after someone got hit and finisher.
I'm gonna talk about the fans complaining about this, but I don't. I'm gonna hold it off yet. I'm gonna hold it off until we get to SmackDown. But emotions were real here.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you even look, alright, Peyton and Billy, the heels, but if you look at the stuff they were posting the week leading up to it, you could see that it's real to them because it's their first, it's their first WrestleMania, it's their first year on the roster. They only got called up the night after WrestleMania last year, so it was in the first year they got in this spot. And the two of them actually, they were together for basically since childhood. So the connection with the two of them is real as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it being real.
The emotions are real. We're real here.
Oh yeah. Should I move on?
Yes.
All right. Samoa Joe defeated Rey Mysterio very quickly because I guess Rey Mysterio is still injured.
Yeah,
not injured enough to not be cleared, but injured enough to just be beaten in 2 minutes. Which is in a minute. Which is kind of, if you look at it, kind of a good thing, but also a bad thing. A bad thing in that, you could have had Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe at WrestleMania, could have been a good match. But good in that Samoa Joe finally gets a WrestleMania match, and a convincing win at that. A very convincing win over a very big name. So it legitimizes him big time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the good. I'll take the good for that. It was unfortunate that it's ended as quickly as it did. In a case of they don't forget, Roman Reigns beats Drew McIntyre, and from.
Wait a second! You skipped the big thing. You skipped the match.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
What did I skip?
The WWE Championship.
Oh snap! I did. Oh damn! Yeah. Why is this not on here? Shit. Must have written over.
I was like, wait a second, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, Kofi. This one was the shocker for me. Cause I was saying before, with Seth, Kofi, and Becky all on the card and all in the prominent spots, they weren't gonna have all three winner. And I thought this was the one that was going to be the sacrifice.
Well, the dumbass, I don't know who was the dumbasses on WWE Shop, but those motherfuckers got fired. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the match first.
Oh, my God.
if first off, if you were to have seen WrestleMania last year, saw Daniel Bryan come back, and if anybody was to tell you that first off he would be WWE champion, probably some people would probably say, "Oh, that would be nice," but no, we're counted out. But also would be a massive heel WWE champion going into WrestleMania, you would have been laughed off. They would have laughed their socks off. Mm-hmm. Whatever. You know what I mean. But my God, like
what a 180 from last year.
I know. What 180 from 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay, so New Day came out, and Biggie came out with there was a box, and I was like, oh, this is a present for you at the end of the match and all that. Now, my first thought when I saw that was, oh, it's either going to be an upsetting thing with like what could have been, or it's going to be something that's going to foreshadow maybe a turn. Maybe that was the thoughts going in my head. Like I was still not believing Kofi win the title, not because he shouldn't win it, but it was like that like I said, I thought that was going to be the sacrifice. Then they did the match, and holy crap. Match on its own, very good. Like, the story they tell, very good. They bloody done did it.
One of my friends were there, and he said, as well as my cousin-in-law, they said they have never seen grown men cry.
That's how invested it is. How invested the story was, and how invested people in with Kofi. Because it's 11 years in the making. I
cried, and I don't really cry over anything when it comes to wrestling, minus Finn. But But this one was a tearjerker with me because seeing the kid, seeing the shit he went through. Yeah, I'm getting choked up right now talking about it.
Yeah, and it was like, and all the things afterwards happened. It was like New Day revealing the old new title, I guess it was, giving that to Kofi with the side plates and everything already there. It's a nice touch. And also because it's the New Day, they bring out the box and reveal brand new shirts celebrating Kofi win the title. And also one of Kofi's kids stealing the show, going up on the second rope, holding the shirt aloft, and then throwing it into the crowd.
That was funny. That was pretty funny.
That was a good one.
And cute too.
Oh, very, very so. But then we talk about somebody fucking up big time. Because you showed it to me, I think it was Grimm's Toy Show tweet. That somebody in WWE shop, when the match started, updated WWE shop with the new shirts updated on the site. Basically spoiling the match. And from what reports are saying, he got his walking orders because of it.
Yeah, I don't know who did that. It was not funny at all.
Well, that goes to show you do not fuck up during WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, well, that was the biggest fuck up of the night. Well, the biggest consequence, the biggest punishment for a fuck up of the night, but it wasn't the last fuck up, unfortunately. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now we get to Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And from what a few fan reports I've seen have said, yeah, cancel Survivor or not, it's still Roman Reigns. And people are still not liking the idea of Roman Reigns. Awkward.
It's on the
It's
tip of my tongue to what to say, but let's be honest. It was just a Roman Reigns. It was just a typical Roman Reigns match.
it was just a match to put. It was just an excuse to put Roman on the card. My failure to WrestleMania was they were going to put him in the Universal title match. Luckily, they had some restraint and didn't do that.
Yeah, people were going to be throwing hands if that was the case.
Though actually, I will say, McIntyre did get the fancy, I guess the fancy entrance with like the bagpipe band, coming in. Though from what I could tell when I was watching them, I don't think they were actually playing. I think they were just miming. Well, the drummers were, but the bagpipes weren't going.
I don't know. I gotta ask, because my cousin-in-law Drew actually knows the bagpipe peoples.
It didn't sound like they were playing, or if they were, they weren't really being heard.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Roman ends up winning because can't just suck slow.
It's Roman.
Yeah, and it's Roman. Then we've got the Battle of the Dads. Triple H and Batista.
This was
Batista came out as entourage who actually overdrove because there was like two cars that were driving on the stage. They drove too far. They missed their spot.
Asshat.
So they had to reverse a bit, and then Batista came out and ends up tripping on the middle rope.
Oh, jeez.
And then we got Triple H's entrance, or I saw someone call it Dad Max. As a Mad Max, but Dad X? No. Triple H loves doing these over-the-top entrances. It was it the King of Kings one at WrestleMania 30, or the Terminator 31, Stephanie, doing the big speech at 32. I forget what 33 was.
33 was Triple H and Stephanie on a motorcycle, and then last year was Triple H.
And then Triple H and then 34 was Triple H and Stephanie on tricycles. and then 35 you just stole Mad Max's car. Alright. It's getting outlandish now. As if it wasn't already.
Triple H always does these crazy entrances, so he gets a pass. But I didn't care for this one.
Yeah. Oh well. This match was slow. Really, really slow.
And cringeworthy too.
And cringeworthy at the start, but it was just very, very slow. I think it was like they had the nose ring thing and all that. I think
that was Ricky. Oh my God, he fell asleep during the show.
No, it's like I saw that, and I think it was like from what I saw, I think it was like they were hoping for more from that than what they actually got.
Yeah, it was a doozer, and something tells me it went over. Because there's no way in hell that match should have won on 24 minutes.
I don't think that match. I saw someone like commenting on it. I think it was like Triple H has a tendency to try to like make these, outdrawn, classics kind of big matches for his match at WrestleMania. Like you did it with Sting. You tried doing Roman Reigns. The very drawn out matches that go like 25 minutes at least to try to make them look, the epics. This one was another one, but it was like this. Like it was like it had 5 minutes of action stretched out over 25 minutes.
And Ricky fell asleep. That poor guy fell asleep. The only way he woke up was something happened in that match. And I don't know what else to put there. But to be honest, I think Triple H needs to go against someone like Finn next year. Because I do not know. That was
honestly, I think I know the stipulation of this match was if Triple H loses, he retired and he won the match. Honestly, I don't think I want to see Triple H in another match of WrestleMania. It's just looking okay. Last year, notwithstanding, but you look at the matches he's done the last few WrestleManias. 31 with Sting, 32 with Roman. This
33
one
with Seth.
33 with Seth to a lesser extent, and this one with 35. It's like they're pretty much duds. You know, and no disrespect to Triple H and what he does and all that, but it's like.
I mean, I am a Triple H fan myself.
Yeah. It's just I don't think the way that he does matches and plans them out and how these matches are gone, I don't think they're in anymore. But even then, it's like if you could do it, I don't think he has the work rate anymore, or at the very least, he hasn't been going up against those who can do the work rates to pull out a 25-minute epic that he wants to do. So, you know, unless he gets a Finn, like you say, or something like that, you know, Seth kind of did it alright in 32, I guess. But other than that,
he was on a knee injury.
Seth was out on a knee injury like he was out for the 2 years previously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Sting one, no. The Roman one, I think because nobody wanted it. And this one, yeah, that just fell flat to me.
Yeah, this is not a doozer. Next.
Okay. Was it? I might mess up the order with this one, but Elias.
Corbin versus Angle was next.
Was Elias afterwards? No, it was before. No, I skipped it. Elias. Because it happened before this. Elias came out and he was doing. He came out on the screen. He was playing drums, and then he came out. He was playing the piano, and then he was in the ring, and he basically played with a band of himself. Played for 30 seconds. I forget how long it was. Then he was doing his own stick, which unpopular opinion as it is, I am not walking with Elias. I'm not. It's it's these music gimmicks that are just music. I just cannot get behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, it's good for a promo, but come on, you gotta back it up. You know, you gotta do something. I don't see him as. I see him as a guitar guy, and that's it. I don't see him as even a legitimate mid-card title holder or a challenger. That's all I don't see it. But anyway, he's gonna do his thing, and then what probably confused a lot of people. All of a sudden, a video gets played of Babe Ruth basically saying he's calling his shot, and that played for 2 minutes, and everyone was wondering what the hell is this about. And somehow it turned into Dr. Thugonomics John Cena going out.
Someone said it was a word that I will not repeat, but they said he was back.
All right. And also, I did see a couple of people pointing out the irony of them playing a video of a Yankees player for Cena to come out when they go on.
Yo, I just thought of something fucked up. I am so sorry.
Anyway,
if it was Megan's enemy from AT&T Sports.
Yeah, okay, we got it.
I would have turned that damn thing off.
We got it.
What?
We got it. I was stopping you before you went on.
Yo, next year's Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I want him to be in. No, wait, let's back up for a second. Next year's WrestleMania, which is 36, I want Demon Finn to go at him.
Are you done?
Yes, I am. And Undertaker tombstone in his ass. Alright, next.
Tune in next week for another exciting episode of Megan's Grudges that will not go away. Episode 63. Anyway, yeah, some people point out the irony of Cena getting introduced by a video from a Yankees player when, like, 5 years ago, they had the promo with CM Punk going after him, basically saying, "You are what you hate. You will become the New York Yankees," when he's a Boston guy.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah. But anyway, it's in New York, so there you go. So, Cena comes out, basically old school John Cena, do what he does, try to push the envelope. I was like, oh, he said a word that sounds like a word that's naughty. Woo!
Woo!
Ends up giving Elias, not an AA, but nephew, and end. It was actually good. Like, I'm saying it as if, it was just a throwaway kind of thing, but no, actually it was good. Yep. So, yeah. Very Elias WrestleMania, at least he got on the show. Okay, then I forget what the order was for that one, because I left that one out with the WWE title match. Oops. Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin. A match that no one wanted. Okay, I think that actually happened. Yeah, that actually happened before Batista Triple H. So then he had the Corbin Angle, and I think everyone was hoping going into this into the show. Cena will replace Corbin, and you've actually got that match for the last match. But then the Cena thing came out, and I saw that, and I thought, oh, okay, that's not happening. And then it was, for me, it was like the realization of, they rang the bell for this match, and then the realization for me was like, oh, they're actually doing this. They're actually doing this match. Huh. And then the end of the match is like, they actually had Corbin win. Huh.
I don't know why they're making Corbin a thing here.
It's like that, was it that Mean Girls movie or something like that? It's like, stop trying to make it a thing. Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Corbin's got go-away heat. Ugh.
Oh my god. People said this was big disrespect to what the hell is his name?
Angle?
Angle. Mm-hmm.
I want to know, I don't know if it was said or not, but I actually want to know who actually made this decision. If this was Angle's decision, cool. If this was someone making the decision for him, did he have some feedback on it? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like they could have done a lot more with this. But even then, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this whole thing. I'm looking at the wording of what they said for this whole match, because they kept saying, and even the Angle said himself, is it farewell match? They never specifically said retirement. Okay, fair enough. On Raw next night, he did actually say his last match, but it's like I'm still putting up saying he didn't say retirement. He said farewell. So they're giving him an out. We'll see, though. This might actually be it, but we'll see. So there's that. Then the about effing time moment for you.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Finn finally shows up at WrestleMania.
Yo! Okay, so I was right. And I was
gonna say, his theme looped like 5 times before he actually got to the ring.
Yeah, he raised his arm 4 times. Okay, that made sense. Obviously I did a man call, but the lasers looked pretty cool. And that entrance looked pretty good, cool, and gave more the demon thing. I didn't know where the hell he was. I thought he was going to be at the top, but he was, sorry, in the middle, but he was at the top. And I'm like, okay. And I was watching this. I'm like, damn. I was like, I was amazed. And then the pyro, poof, and everything. It was just an amazing experience to see that happen. But what the hell? Lashley wearing contact lenses?
Trying to look intimidating, I guess.
But okay, I gotta give the both of them credit. Despite, okay, you know what? For a short match, 4 minutes and 5 seconds, they told a story a little bit. Bobby had to look intimidating. Obviously, the demon was trying to get everything.
That spear on the outside. Oh man.
Oh my god! I thought that scared me. I thought that was it.
I did see someone tweet, "Oh, Biggie might as well just retire doing the out of the ring spear moment because it will never be as good as that one Lashley just did."
But you know who's the MVP? Who should the MVP of that match?
Who?
Leo.
Well, he was doing his job.
I can't stand that motherfucker anyway.
Well, that's good. That's what you should be doing. You should be, be like that.
And you know the wars I do have with him. Every time I see him try to get involved, it's pretty funny. But Vince scaring him, especially when he hissed at him, that killed me. That killed me. And obviously, I thought Nicole was like, the legend of the demon is done, and he kicks out. And I'm like, okay. What the hell's going on here? Then he freaking power bombs him.
Hooray! He actually did something different.
Wait a sec. I'm like, what? I was like, what? I'm like, what the hell happened here? A 190-pound man, power bombing someone as heavy as Bobby Lashley. Vince McMahon needs to push Finn. Instead of having, because he's power bombing them. Yo, that's wild. But at the end of the day, Megan goes home happy. A man is a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. But to be honest, I wasn't really emotional like I was with the first one. This was okay. But I have more to say when we get to his match on Raw. So, but Megan was happy regardless. Happy still.
Sorry. So we got that. Okay, please excuse me for this transition, but I have to do it. Now we go from a man to the man. I'm sorry. The main event. Now, first off, poor Greg Hamilton with the mic going off when he's doing his big intro. As soon as he goes, women's, the mic cuts off. Oh, man. That's a shame. At least I got a chance to redo it. Anyway, first off, entrances. Charlotte, reminiscent of Daddy's, I think it was Great American Bash entrance, with coming in at a helicopter outside the arena. Like that. Though I did see some people complain, Charlotte is saying she's trying to not follow his daddy's footsteps and try to be her own person, but she keeps doing his entrances. Well, you could acknowledge it. I mean, come on, you might as well. If you got the opportunity to do it, you've got the flag name on your heel, so go on. There's that.
But she was dripping it was, as Mara would say, dripping in finesse.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Charlotte brings.
Yeah.
Charlotte brings grace, finesse, and all that good stuff.
What was it? Ronda Rousey's entrance had Joan Jett bringing her down to the ring.
How old? Yo, Joan Jett is how old?
This was what I was thinking as well. She's 60.
She's still 60 and still kicking ass.
She's 60 and doesn't look anything over 30. Like, damn, that's 60.
She's from Wynwood, PA, which is not that far from where I live. That's on the main line. She's from around my area.
Which is probably one of the reasons why they were able to convince her to do the show, because it was only like half an hour drive from my house.
Well, she does live in LA.
Okay, fair enough. And Charlotte came out again. The continuation, which is kind of weird, but I guess you have to walk through all the security. It takes some time to get through that. Charlotte entrance, and then the Becky came out. Okay. Excuse me for being like this, but because I'm defending all that. First sight of her when she came out, I was like, wow. Whoever does her hair and makeup needs a raise.
Who, Becky's?
Yeah.
That was her, let's be honest, that was her better look than the past couple years ones. 30, 32, 33, 34 was just messy, but this was better.
I don't think it was messy. I think it was messy, quote unquote messy, because of the references that they were trying to do with that. Like this one doesn't necessarily have a reference. Well, I guess the Kill Bill maybe with the outfit. I don't know. But yeah. Also, actually, but the thing was, somebody pointed out was like her entrance was more like subdued. I guess like she was more focused, but she did get the the smoke back, which I actually saw her in an interview actually reference it. Interview afterwards referencing it. I was like, oh wow, I finally got those back. Let's see, it had the match, and a lot of different thoughts are going through my head with this one. Because it was like, well, it's finally happening. The main event, the women's main event in WrestleMania, it's finally happening. Man, you probably be more better to explain it than me, because like you're following up more. It's like the moment was like, wow, this is it. This is the main event. They actually have it going last.
Okay, so obviously, the match itself it told more of a story. It was violent. I'm pissed off that they didn't use the table.
What is it with the women and not being able to go through tables? It's like, this is maybe, at least off the top of my head, at least the second time that, or at the very least, the second time the women main event a pay-per-view, and the end of the match has something to do with a table, and the table doesn't break.
I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, but here's the thing. Charlotte backslapped her.
Oh, yeah, actually, no. The context of that. Actually, this is how the context of that was. Charlotte was chopping around Ronda, and then you could actually hear Ronda says, "You chop like a bitch. You chop like a bitch," and then all of a sudden, slap right to the face, backhanded right to the face.
That I think there was a lot of personal vendettas in that match too.
Oh, the other one. I don't know if you caught that. I saw it myself. The spot, do you remember the spot where Charlotte had Ronda in like the Boston Crab or like that, and then Becky came in and did the Bulldog?
Mm-hmm.
You notice that Becky actually flipped Ronda off when she ran in?
I did not see that.
She did.
Where was that at?
Right as she goes into the ring into the corner, you can just see her. Just before she She runs in. I'll get actually. You know what? I'll send you a picture. I'm making all the caps for BeckyLynchShorts.com. By the way, big plug there. I'll get that for you because that's actually legit. But if I can just find it here.
So wait a second. Becky Lynch flipped Ronda off.
Yes, it looked like she did. Because it was Charlotte had Ronda in like a Boston Crab, but Charlotte was facing the hard camera side, and then Becky comes out from the top left ring, so top right left corner of the ring, and then you can just see it. If I can find it, I can put it to you in the Discord here. It may take a while for me to find it because the whole thing was like 35 minutes. So, Why yeah.
Would you flip someone off?
Well, but the thing is, it's like if you see like the whole feud and all that, I think it's like there were parts where it did get personal on all sides. So especially when it's like if you look in the context of Ronda's coming in as the outsider. And also, like, the frustration of, Becky is like, oh, everyone's taking all the spots now. Like, because if you think about it, her frustration is actually warranted. So, but then I'm but yeah, it's like the emotions are definitely in this match.
So why? I don't have anything to say, but I think there was this was personal with them, but I thought it was crazy.
Yeah, the whole thing was crazy. And I think it was like more like you actually said it there. I think it was more like this match was more of the I think it was more of the story as opposed to more of the match. Which is fair because it was basically because it was the story of the trials and tribulations all the way through that basically made this the main event and got everyone invested in all that. So this I think it's also it's like people I saw someone already say most of the cases it's not the best matches that main event WrestleMania, but the best stories.
And this was it.
And this was definitely the story side.
Oh wow! All right. Okay.
But the thing is, we can't. This it's the unfortunate thing about this match was the ending, and
it was very questionable.
Yeah, it's my fear that the ending of the match will foreshadow the occasion. They'll talk more. Some people will talk more about the match ending instead of the result. The result being, what was it? The end result was Ronda was going for the Piper's Pit, and then Becky reverses it and does like a crucifix pin, I think it is. And what's supposed to happen? The shoulders are down. She gets the pin and she gets to win. But Ronda's shoulder was up at 1 because it wasn't fully down at the beginning. But the referee was already starting counting. And he kept going. He didn't stop. He just kept going.
And he got fined. The referee did get fined.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like that. I think that was more like there was some reports that were saying that was like sending a message. It's like, okay, that was more like, oh, you messed up, but it's also I gotta send a message, like, you know. And also, it's WrestleMania, you shouldn't be messing up.
I think Becky's win did feel lukewarm with that. I felt it was very lukewarm.
It was like, for the main event of WrestleMania, you needed more of an impactful finish. Like, you think all the big wins, you know, like, you know, Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30, the big agonizing, they made him tap out. You look back at all the finish of WrestleMania, it's like, how many end up in just like a fluke win? You don't get that many if any fluke main event wins at WrestleMania. Which, okay, I think it was like I saw Becky Lynch in an interview. It was like she was trying to turn it around and say, you know, I beat her with a wrestling move, which fair enough, you did. But it's like it was. I think it was like, if you think about it. It was more, I think it was like WWE was trying to have the cake and eat it too. They were trying to get Becky to win, but they didn't want Ronda to tap out. Or something like that. And, like, you know, Becky's only finisher is the, the zombie. It's a submission move. So she doesn't have a power move to end matches. Like, I think it was like that. I've only ever seen her actually do like something like that twice in like 5 years. The finish of SummerSlam 2014, and when she won the title Hell in a Cell. No, was it Hell in a Cell? No, it wasn't Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it was Hell in a Cell.
It was Hell in a Cell. Yeah, yes, it was Hell in a Cell. So I'm still thinking of Charlotte Sasha. So those 2 times, any other time I can't think of it. So it's like, I guess it was like a case of, you gotta find a way to get a win. And like, I can understand the logic of having to do the crucifix spin to win. I can understand that. But it's just, oh man, that's. I was looking at that, I was thinking, I was afraid of how they were going to continue on from this. Like, how are they going to try to work their way around it? Fair enough, they did a decent way of working around it. But as well, I'll be interested to see how they work around on the replays of the WrestleMania, of the show itself. But even then, it was like maybe they meant to or not, I don't know, they briefly actually mentioned or acknowledged it in the commentary when they did the replay. They may have to edit that out, I don't know, we'll see. But, at the end of the day, Becky Lynch wins. Just a shame about the way it ended.
I know.
I'm still happy, though. We're both happy.
7 title changes.
Yeah. It's like this. Somebody's pointing out, like, this was the WrestleMania for the wrestling fan, because this was the night of. This was basically the night of happy endings. And then look at title changes. Actually, look at title changes. This is a completely different from like WrestleMania 27. We had no title changes. Cruiserweight title changed hands. Raw tag title changed hands. Universal title changed hands. SmackDown tag titles actually retained. Women's tag titles changed hands. US title retained. WWE title changed hands. Intercontinental title changed hands. Raw and SmackDown women's titles changed hands. So that's Cruiserweight, Raw tag titles, Universal, women's tag, WWE, IC, Raw and SmackDown women's titles all changed. That's 8 titles.
7. 7 says 7.
Well, 7 if you're counting Raw and SmackDown as one.
Okay.
But eight championships changed in hands.
So basically,
8 out of 10.
So basically, this WrestleMania was the WrestleMania for the fans.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like. Well, yeah. So if you actually look at it, I think it's like the only only in terms of heels, Shane, Iconics technically, Joe, and Corbin. All heels that won. Iconics, even if they're heel, they're fan favorites. Mm-hmm. Shane had the big spot, so you got that. Joe is also a fan favorite as well. Just a shame that was So in reality, like the only real disappointing result of the whole show was Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Which is mad.
Guess what
What?
And guess what my favorite part of the show was?
Corbin. No.
Fuck you, no.
Jeez. First word of the night. I know what it was. And you know what mine was, too. Kept the best for last, I guess. Well, the two best for last.
No.
Two best for last.
Two best for...
Ugh.
Excuse me.
Ooh. Alright. So that was WrestleMania. Overall thought of the show?
I said this WrestleMania was for the fans.
Yeah. No, but in terms of it as a show,
better WrestleMania out of the recent ones, to be honest.
I wouldn't call it the best WrestleMania, obviously not, but I would definitely put it up there at the very least best two or three in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Mhm.
Because it's definitely better than last year. Because it's like last year had some questionable decisions. And basically a definitely flat ending.
No, what happened was...
Well, the main event was going to be a flat ending no matter what.
Okay, so obviously last year WrestleMania was fuck Seth Rollins.
Yeah, like I said, at least he got that out of the way early.
No, he's coming back now.
What?
He opened up Monday Night Raw.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh.
We're still talking about WrestleMania, jeez. Anyway, I guess we'll move to Raw now because you did that. Oh boy, this Raw in a nutshell was could have been up there with the better shows after Mania, but Dan ran off a cliff. We'll get there. Rollins came out because I won the title. Then Kofi came out, which was a better surprise.
No. Rollins came out because fuck Seth Rollins. Fucking Seth Rollins had he did last year. Okay, next. Oh, Kofi.
I was just trying to get through that very quickly so I wouldn't have to go through that. The shit I gotta put up with, folks. Jeez. Rollins came out, then Kofi came out. And basically challenged Rollins for a winner-takes-all match. Accepted. And, okay. That's one way to try to get the people to stay tuned for 3 hours. Another streak got broken. The good luck Ryder Mania and bad luck Ryder the Raw after ended. He actually won the title at WrestleMania and kept it the night after.
Hooray!
For once.
Mm-hmm.
Retaining the title against Revival again. I think if I look back, actually, I think about it because usually WWE are very mad with WrestleMania rematches the night after. I think through the whole week from Raw, SmackDown, 205, I think they limited themselves to 2.
Yeah.
This and the Cruiserweights. So they had some restraint this time. Baron Corbin came out and tried to gloat about beating Angle. Then Angle came. basically. Angle
No, the reason why I'm
go on.
the reason why I'm laughing because Michael Cole called in the STFU.
Say that again, because that was just an audible. That was just an audible to me.
The Brooklyn fans were telling Corbin to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, you know, that's getting heat from you. Angle comes out, says, "You're the better man. I want to wish you luck. Bad luck. Angle slam. There you go. Angle lock. Makes him tap out. Yay." Then, well, I didn't actually say this for Ember Moon, but I can say for this now. We found him. Lars Sullivan shows up. Like, he's gone AWOL, even in promo packages for months. He finally shows up and freaking night shot the Angle. There you go. You got your new monster, folks. Yeah. Alexa Bliss finally gets back into the ring and squashes Bayley.
Okay, cringeworthy moment here. The move, Bayley should get in trouble with this, to be honest. That move she did on Alexa smacks her head.
Yeah, that off the turnbuckle? Oh, no. Well,
that was bad.
They both lost the titles, so you know, they may be off TV now for a while. We'll see. Also, Sasha as well, because of some incident backstage. She didn't even show up on Raw.
I hope she's okay. That's the one thing I.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now this next two-parter is gonna be questionable for me, but I will question it when we get to SmackDown. This one I can understand. Becky Lynch comes out, basically can't say a word edgewise because the crowd keep cheering for her. There you go. Happy. Paige basically just says, you know, I won the titles, Becky 2 belts, and I'll go after anybody because I got the two of them. I'll go after, you know, I'm gonna keep these and challenge anybody that, you know, wants to go after me. Then she gets out of the ring, and then the weekly Lacey Evans interruption happens. Except swerve. Actually, not sure what swerve. Something different actually happens. Becky and Lacey face to face, and then women's right, bang. And then big brawl. All shit breaks loose. They all brawl, and there you go. I guess we now know who Becky's first challenger is, and honestly, it's a curious pick.
You had to play fighting in heel.
Yeah, I do remember actually. I was watching then again like an interview with Becky after Raw, and she actually saying it's like you know, it's like Lacey Evans is like let's see, she walks a lot, she hasn't fallen over, I'll give her that. So it's like, yeah, it's like how can you know, do that in heels? It actually reminds me. Actually, I saw someone do a review of WrestleMania 20, and Trish was in, you know, when she was interfering in the Chris Jericho Christian match, she was in very tiny heels. So I was like, how the hell did you be able to do that without you know, rolling your ankle or breaking them or something like that? It's like, jeez. I don't know what it's like wearing heels, but I would think it is very, very hard to keep your balance going faster than a snail.
She threw down a heel. Now you have Lacey credit here.
Oh yeah. So yeah, but there we got that. Ricochet and Aleister Black defeat Bobby Roode and Jack Gable, and this actually Roode and Gable may be turning heel here because Roode attacked Ricochet, I believe it was. So we got the rumblings of a heel turn here. Then Dean Ambrose last match in WWE. The amount of times they keep hyping up, oh, Ambrose leaving, he's leaving, or his last match and all that. You still get the rumblings of this is a work. Maybe not, I don't know.
I thought it was pretty funny.
But Ambrose comes out and Lashley just that says, "Oh, don't worry, when you're gone, I'll be able to look after Renee for you," basically. And then
No, time out. I call time out.
Big brawl. What?
Yo, Dave, time out. Nationals are whooping the Phillies' ass.
We apologize for this completely irrelevant story change.
Yo, Alright, I gotta calm down, Mom.
Yeah, that was completely random. See, this is why we should gotta stay on topic, because this no. Yeah. So big brawl. Lashley basically takes out Ambrose, and bye Ambrose. That's the lasting image we got of Ambrose for Raw.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Bye. Why do you find it funny? Because Ambrose got beaten up? Because the Shield guy got beat up? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Alright. Roller coaster of emotions. Sami Zayn comes, especially for you. Sami Zayn returns. Comes out face to face. Hey, I'm happy to be here. Then challenges for the IC title against Finn Balor. Finn wins. And then Sami turns heel. Basically, he's like, despise each and every one of you and your ugliness. His words, not mine. And basically call everybody critics. But the problem with trying to turn heel on the Raw after Mania is that every time when you try to be a heel and basically trying to be a heel like ragging against the crowd, they're gonna cheer it anyway. So I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, you did that.
Just really quick.
Good.
You mentioned emotion. Wow. I was confused as fuck. Because I like Sammy and I love Finn, and I didn't know who to root for. Obviously, I rooted for Finn because obviously when Rhett, hold on, hey Rhett, asked me who was I rooting for the DS series. I said I don't know, but obviously I had to go with the Yankees, so I had to go. So, watching this match, I'm like, okay, it wasn't that good, but I'm glad Finn retained. But Finn made a good point here. His first Intercontinental title run didn't go well as planned. The second run will go as planned, as he hoped. I just hope the second time's the charm. That's the only thing I gotta say.
We'll see.
I don't want to see no 22 day or. I want to see him actually go to 105 days. I don't care. I want a good long run as champion. I don't care.
We'll see. We'll see.
So.
Actually, I should point this out. This was also the night of the completely random promo packages and promos.
Yeah.
First off, you got a sock puppet in a box. Okay. Then you got Mojo Rawley basically becoming a member of the Ascension. Scribbles on his face. And then, even after the Lacey Evans Becky Lynch brawl, yet Dana Brooke come out and says, "I deserve a shot at the next. I should deserve a shot at the next shot at the title." Okay, fair enough. Right. Then Elias shows up again, and basically retorts on John Cena at WrestleMania. Does his own rap. And in an episode, in another example to put into the blatantly obvious hints category, he ends the rap and says, whoever decides to interrupt me next is a dead man. Could you be any more obvious? Anyway, Undertaker shows up. And it made me think. It made me think back to WrestleMania. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was the first time. This was the first year since 19, I think.
No, it was 2000.
Yeah, the first time since. Oh, sorry, not 19. Oh, sorry, it wasn't 19. 18, 17. First time since 16, 2000s, that Undertaker was not on the WrestleMania card.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew what I was going to say. So he went 18 straight WrestleManias with an appearance. So that's a second streak of the Undertaker broken. Going 18 straight WrestleManias. There's not that many wrestlers who have done 18 Manias, period. And he did 18 straight. To be fair, I don't think anybody expected Taker to show up. Because, I think everyone just assumed, he didn't show up at Mania, he's not going to be on Raw. But here you go, he's on Raw. Big surprise. But anyway, he shows up and Tombstone's last. Yay! Also weird, it's not seeing him in a singlet. Also weird. Anyway. Then we get to the end of the show. And oh my god. I know they were going to do a bait and switch. I knew they weren't going to do a unification. But did they honestly think doing this was a good idea? Doing it like this? I actually thought this would... I honestly thought that this would be a very good way to get some new heels introduced to break this up. I know a lot of people are speculating, this could be Undisputed Era debuting. But you had Kofi and Seth, a match that people actually wanted to see. And 5 minutes in or whatever like that, the Bar show up. And then it got turned into a tag team match, and the crowd, as soon as the Bar showed up, completely shit on it. I don't know if the referee screwing up the WrestleMania main event gets fined, whoever booked this should get fined as well. Because who thought this was a good idea?
I believe Seth Rollins.
Of course you do.
Because fuck Seth Rollins.
Because I can't. Kofi Rollins wins in the match that nobody cared about. Because people are too busy about chatting AEW and throwing beach balls all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, SmackDown.
Confession, I was actually out for SmackDown, so I don't know what exactly happened.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so New Day does a celebration for Kofi winning the WWE Championship, which weirdly enough was advertised after advertised on Raw after Kofi challenged Rollins for the Winner Takes All match. So, spoiler. Mm-hmm. The bar then interrupts it, and the crowd once again tells them to shut the fuck up. Bar comes out and said they're going to challenge the New Day for a 6-man tag. The New Day against the Bar and their new friend, Drew McIntyre. Okay, from Raw. Okay, fair enough. So you got that 6-man match. Then, after that, they have another 6-man tag. So the night 6-man tags, Black, Ricochet, and Ali, just Ali, going against Nakamura, Rusev, and Andrade. So the match happens. Ali gets the win by pinning Almas, which is very good with the 450. So he gets the win, and then Ali celebrates. Okay, out of nowhere, Randy Orton shows up and comes out of the ring. And as he leaves the ring, he actually, you know, he mentioned earlier about the lights blinding the crowd during the Orton AJ match. Orton actually tweeted or put a mention on Instagram, actually apologizing for that during the match, which is fair play to him. But as he leaves the ring, he does the I can't see because the lights, I can't see thing, which actually was pretty cool. Nice touch there. As he's leaving the ring, Rusev's in the ring, like shouting at the faces how dare he wins. And all of a sudden, Kevin Owens comes in, stunner, hits Rusev with a stunner, and he leaves. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for reminding us you're both here, guys. R-Truth and Carmella come out, and I don't know. I forget. I don't know if this was a parody or this was actually true. But someone tweeted out, says R-Truth said Carmella at WrestleMania, Carmella defeated Andre the Giant. At WrestleMania, something like that. I was like, no. She just won a battle royal. But anyway, Carmella comes out and says, I won the battle royal. Then Samoa Joe interrupts him and scared him away. I think he beat up R-Truth a bit, and then just scared him away. And then Joe comes down and says, "Here, I'm just gonna take anybody on. Anybody in front of me, anyone takes on." Braun Strowman shows up. So we had two Raw guys just show up for no reason, and the two Braun and Joe brawl a bit, and then I guess we've got I guess that's your next feud. I guess I don't know. What's it? Iconics come out, and they do the Iconics thing with a tag title, saying we're good and all that, and basically as a knock to Sasha and Bayley, saying, "Oh, we're going to defend the titles everywhere and all that." They say we're going to defend the titles anywhere and everywhere, and we're going to be fighting champions and all that. So then they defend it. We're going to defend the titles right here, right now, against these two jobbers over here. I know they're actually indie people, but I forget who they were. And they say they're booked as the Brooklyn Bells, a 45-0 undefeated team. They get squashed. There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Iconics win. Shane McMahon does a promo and gloats and tests Greg Hamilton's pipes again. I forgot to say, Greg Hamilton is also my favorite announcer because he actually he liked a tweet of mine that I did when I took a picture of him during the Dublin show last year. He actually liked it. Yay!
Okay.
I got acknowledged by him. Yay! I would have liked to have a better picture. It was kind of blurry, but my phone was being an asshat. Autofocus too much. It was annoying. I need to get a camera. Okay. The surprising result post WrestleMania. The Usos lose the tag titles to the Hardys.
Which didn't make sense because obviously the Hardys should have faced the Usos in this match.
I think this was more. I think there was some talk saying this could have been the match for WrestleMania, but I think they held back because they already had so many moments on the show. So it's like, okay, we're gonna have the Fatal 4-Way. We have that, and then they said, oh, we'll have this on the SmackDown afterwards. So then there you go. Hardys win the tag titles. Wow. As they're celebrating, Lars Sullivan shows up. We found him again. Beats him up, and there you go. Apparently, he's basically going to be Braun Strowman again. Except heel and bald, I guess. Anyway. Okay. Becky Lynch comes out again. This is what I'm talking about from earlier on. Becky Lynch comes out again. Does a promo again. And Lacey confronts her again. Did this really need to be done again? Like, I don't. This was basically a carbon copy of what happened on Raw, except the ending was slightly different. Like, I know Biggie's got the 2 titles, but this didn't need to happen a second time. A second time in 2 days. I don't know. Alright, you got that. Then the main event, New Day defeat the Bar McIntyre to end the show, and another celebration with the family with Kofi with the title in the ring. And that ends SmackDown.
Huh.
Whew. At least the SmackDown ended better, because it wasn't so anticlimactic. It's like, oh, we actually know how it's going to end, and not just a bait and switch. So that's SmackDown.
Okay.
And
interesting.
Oh, actually, I forgot to mention at the end of Raw, the Shield did a farewell for Ambrose. I guess this actually is the end. It wasn't aired on Raw, but they did upload it on YouTube the day after. And Ambrose just did a speech just saying, actually, like one of the highlights I remember is like we started our first pay-per-view match was in the same arena, TLC 2013, and he just said, we got thrown into the wolves. Arn Anderson, when he saw the 3 of us, he told us 2 indie schmucks and a football player. We proved them wrong. We were able to make our own stand and all that. So there you go. I guess Ambrose is really gone, unless he returns in about a month's time. We'll see. But yeah, that's the entire WrestleMania week. What the hell? What was that?
All right. So
what was that?
I did some. No, I had to fix my headphones. So I did something. Okay. So obviously next week the Superstar Shakeup is happening. So I randomly put together a little prediction thing. So I don't know if Dave has my thing open.
I do, but it's like I haven't really put much thought into it because I only saw it like as soon as we started, so I haven't really planned it out.
Alright, so we're not gonna talk about it.
But, we can talk about who we think is switching, but we're not gonna make it a thing.
Okay. So you can read mine off.
Okay, so this you put down 10 switches, 5 for each side. So you said you've got Samoa Joe, Naomi, the Usos, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura going to Raw. And you got Finn Balor, Ember Moon, Bayley, Mickie James, and the Revival going to SmackDown.
Right.
Isn't that lopsided?
I mean...
lopsided. Lopsided in terms of it's 4 men and 1 woman going to Raw and 2 men and 3 women going to SmackDown.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking properly. I think it was by who needs to change the most. I put Finn because, let's be honest, he's now sink or swim on Raw, especially with that's wrong on Monday Night Raw. I think he's done what he accomplished on Raw. He could take the Intercontinental title with him, and have feuds with Andrade, Ali, and the other people there too. But to be honest, if that happens, then there's not really a death for a strong mid card like those people. So I don't know, but obviously it makes more sense with Joe and Braun to go on Raw.
You didn't put down Braun.
Ooh.
Go to Raw. You've got Revival and Finn going to SmackDown here. But anyway, we're talking about it. The thing is, you've got the mid-card title switching shows.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm going by basically what happened last year and also what happened the last 2 nights, I don't think they're going to have. I don't think they're going to switch the tag. I don't think they're going to switch the mid card titles. I think they're going to switch everybody around those mid card titles. So, like, they're going to keep Finn on Raw and keep Joe on SmackDown, but they're going to throw the mid carders around. I think, like, if I think off the top of my head, I think they're going to throw Andrade and Selena onto Raw. They're probably going to put Braun on SmackDown, especially if they do that. It's like, if you think of the people that showed up, McIntyre, I think, because McIntyre and Braun showed up on SmackDown, they're going to go to SmackDown. Because there's not really any need, there's not any really reason to just put them on SmackDown as a one-off, especially if you have Braun go after Joe. You can't have the two of them show up on SmackDown and that's it, one and done. Okay, of course, unless you have Joe to smack Raw, but I don't think that's going to happen. What else? Women-wise, I think maybe Amber go to SmackDown because you come back from an injury, so that's not much to lose putting out to Raw from Raw because she was out for so long. Mickie James to SmackDown, I think actually would be a good idea because like when Mickie James came back, she was on SmackDown, actually had a decent part to play. As soon as she went back to Raw, I was like, she's back to being Lexus Lackey, and that didn't really work. And now she's doing nothing. Yeah, actually, this other results. You also have the tag team switching sides. That also, the thing is, this. Well, okay. Thing is, actually, Usos and Revival could work, especially since they both lost the tag titles. So that could happen. It's just, if we're going over last year, they're going, if it was anything to go by last year, or then maybe the year before, I don't remember which one, they're going to do a lot of changes. They're not just going to pick like 5 guys on both sides and just throw them over. They're going to change a lot. Like probably half the rosters of both are going to switch sides. So, it's probably not going to be limited to the 10. There's going to be a lot of changes. So, it'll probably be easy to pick who's staying. That's that. That's my say. So yeah, that's my say. Yep.
All right. So I guess that wraps it up.
Yep.
All right. So, thank you for listening to the show on Lucky 13. Remember, fuck Seth Rollins, and yeah, we'll tune in next week where we have 14.
And you also have another reason to complain about Seth Rollins.
Why?
Well, he got to show up on Raw again, so there you go.
Okay, well, fuck Seth Rollins. Anyway, thank you guys.
Alright, bye.